All praise to the Most High. We start off giving blessings, honor, glory, and power be to him that sits upon the throne and to the Lamb, Yahushua Hamashiach.
That's right.
We're going to start off with the title of the video is The Mark of the Beast. Yes. The long-awaited topic. The hottest subject out there since that Wuhan virus. Wuhan. Yeah, the hottest topic, man. Everybody's thinking that now it's the end of the world as we know it. That's what they saying in the back of their minds, at least. But those of the Christian communities all the way up to the Hebrew communities is recognizing that, yeah, this looks like the fall that has been highly anticipated since 2K. That's right.
That's right.
A lot of people been expecting something to pop off. We all been knowing that there's been some smoke in the air. So what was supposed to be coming into times right now that's supposed to be lining up with what we see today, which is the world being turned upside down. People will be thinking, well, since the world being turned upside down, what comes next is the mark of the beast. Well, guess what? We about to touch on this mark of the beast in a way to where you ain't never been touched before. We about to get the truth of this mark of this beast. Yeah, it's here. And yeah, the title is professing the truth. Yeah, it's here. But I'm going to give you a little hint to it. It's been here, boy.
Bring it out.
The mark of the beast has been here. It ain't no RFID chip. Stop thinking about all that stuff. Stay sober-minded and be realistic and realize that this book is all about the obedience of the Most High power and the consequences of being rebellious of thereof. What is the thereof? The law, statutes, and commandments.
That's right.
Yeah, I said it. That's all this book is about. If it ain't grounded on that rock, you got your head in the clouds and you are going completely amiss. You greatly err or however it is pronounced. You greatly go in error, man. Man, go ahead and let the scriptures speak, man. Let's get up in there in Revelation 13:1 and let's touch this Revelation, mark of the beast.
The revealing.
Can we get Revelations 13:1? Getting that Revelation 13:1 upside that dome. Because we got to get to this. Before you know what the mark of the beast is, you first got to identify the beast first, right? So we're going to start at Revelations 13:1, and it says, "And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and saw a great beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns." Notice how I underline 7 heads. We got to make sure that we even know what these heads is. First thing, people say, oh, the heads is whoop-de-whoop. The heads is that and this. The heads is the Roman Empire. The heads is represents the 7 hills of Rome. Thumbs down. That ain't the truth. That ain't what it's talking about. Are you stupid? Why is all of a sudden when you get into the New Testament, the word head doesn't have the same definition and the implication that the Old Testament had? Let's get what the Old Testament had to say about them heads. Slap yourself right over there to Exodus 18-25. Yeah, I said it. Slap yourself. Get over there to Exodus 18-25 because you got to get out of this dream state that you've been living in. Separate from Christianity. Separate from everything that they say.
That's right.
Christianity is teaching you that it was the 7 hills of Rome that was talking about these 7 heads. I don't care about Rome. I don't care about 7 hills. What do those little hills got to do with anything? Nada. They ain't got nothing to do with anything. The 7 hills of Rome? That's whack. What's going on the 7 hills of Rome? Diddly squat. Yeah. So why is it in the scriptures, or why are you interpreting that in the scriptures on me? When I'm an Israelite way over here in America, I don't give a damn about Rome and those hills. Let's see what the heads say in the scriptures. Go to Exodus 25 and it says, "And Moses chose able men That means dudes that is able to put these things into motion. What is he talking about? These heads? This is when Moses was getting some game from Raguel, his stepfather. He was letting him know, like, hey, you know what I'm saying? In this spiritual construct, you got to have leaders over this, right?
Bring it out.
You got to have leaders over this spiritual construct. Because one dude can't handle that much, or you're going to be overwhelmed with all kinds of different issues. So he set up what? And Moses chose out of Israel, and he made them heads over the people. What is the heads? They are rulers of thousands, rulers of hundreds, rulers of 50s, and there be rulers of 10s.
That's right.
That's what a head is. So now let's get back over there to Revelation 13:1. Now that we got a clear understanding and a more biblical understanding of what these heads were. Heads ain't in the scriptures as synonymous to hills. Come on. Heads is synonymous scripturally to spiritual leaders. Bam! Now you got to get bopped inside your head. Now you see what them spiritual leaders is. And I stood upon the sea, and I saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 spiritual leaders, or 7 spiritual departments, having 7 heads and 10 horns. So now you see right there about them 7 heads. That's the 7 heads right there. You see to the right. That's right.
That's right.
Excluding Judaism. Or taking Judaism and bottling it up with Christianity, because they all come out of the same book. So you could count 2 for 1 with Christianity and Judaism, because they both are just perversion of the Bible. That's both the construct to pervert the Bible. So you see right there, you got the Latin cross, Christianity, Islam, 2, Hinduism, Buddhism, Taoism, Shinto, and Sikhism. These are the main religious constructs on planet Earth. Is the sound check good?
That's right.
You feel me? So we got 7 heads right there. We have 7 spiritual departments. In all the places where the children of Israel has been scattered, they got 7 main spiritual departments. That's them 7 heads.
Whoa.
7 heads.
Hell yeah.
Uh-oh.
And then look right there. And you see where all the places where they sent us? You can look at the map right there of this world religions. And lo and behold, once again, you getting them 7 main characters. We got tan in the light tan. We got what they are considering other. All right. So they didn't want to add that. But if you look at the rest of the map, you got the rest of the 7 sitting right there in front of your face. Got the Roman Catholic in purple. We got that Christianity situation in the dark. I guess what color would that be? Dark purple? Yeah, you can't buy and sell without the mark. I see what you're saying, but guess what, man? You got to know what they're talking about scripturally when they're talking about buy. But we're not going to get to there yet. Just have some patience, and don't think that I wouldn't be making these bold statements like this without having that one up under my sleeve. I know exactly what to do when it comes down to this buy or sell topic.
That's right.
But first, you got to understand what they're saying first. When it comes down to these 7 heads, these are 7 spiritual systems that where all the Israelites has been sent. That's where they are at present for the so-called black man to fall into that trap, into that net, when he wants to try to decide to himself that he's going to seek the Most High power.
That's right.
They already got these things set up for you. That's what it is all about. And everybody else is literally collateral damage. They are willing to lose a little here and lose a little there in order to keep you deceived. That's the main thing. That's really what's happening. That's the devil. Deception. All right?
Mm-hmm.
So he says, watch this. He says, having 7 heads, 10 horns. Horns represent leadership. Horns represent honor. And crowns represent dominion and authority. So when it says these 7 heads with these 10 horns and these crowns, they were talking about countries that's ran under spiritual constructs that's sitting right next or right up under the actual political construct. And every place that you see right here, that is what's going down on this map. You got first the political construct, and right under it, close by, inches away, is the spiritual construct. And all these people have been empowered by the Roman Empire. Because all these people during the Renaissance period, the Roman Empire, and before the Renaissance period, when the first Roman Empire, these people made leagues with the Roman Empire. Instead of them being defeated and going to war with them, they won over all these nations with flattery, which is, in other words, leagues. Saying instead of going to war with me, why don't you just partner up with me? You can still worship the gods that you worship. Just add a little bit more like game to it. Like the way like what we doing over here out of these black folks' Bibles. We took in all these scriptures and we took in all these stuff because this is gonna be a real good plan, because what we're gonna do is turn this construct or this idea on them. And the only way that you're gonna be able to do it if you got some type of wisdom, you got some type of actual religious department for them to fall into. That's what it's all about, man. It's all about deception and religious constructs. Now watch this. Now go to Psalms 83. Now we're going to find out what's going on with these religious constructs. Who are these religious constructs? Because it said that these religious constructs actually has 10 crowns. That means there's 10 dominions or 10 kings, 10 rulers. Who is these 10 rulers? You go to Psalms 83 and 1. It says right there, it says, keep not thou silence, O power. Hold not thy peace and be not still, O Elohim. He says, for lo, thy enemies make a tumult, or thy adversaries, or the devil, or Satan. Thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate you lift up the head. There goes that head again.
Whoa.
You feel me?
Those that hate you risen up in power.
Risen up in power with a religious construct. With a religious construct.
That's deep.
He says, and they have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nationality, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. That means they have all became as one beast, as one system.
That's right.
They are confederate against thee. I said it. Back it up. What? They are confederate against thee. There goes your new world order. There goes your one government. There goes your one religious system. The one religious system was to be all in agreement on deceiving the Israelites.
That's
That's
right.
right.
That's right. That is it. Bust that bubble. Get out of Christianity. Realize, man, that it's all about deceiving Israel.
That's right.
From the rooter to the tutor. from the Old Testament to the New. Why would all of a sudden you get to the last book of the Bible and all of a sudden all these things go out the window? No, 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 no. Keep that with you and carry it all the way to the end. And you'll realize, you'll be like, this Psalms 83 is confederate against the Israelites. Is the beast that they're talking about in the Bible with these 7 heads, 7 religious systems that is ran by 10 dudes. Who are these 10 dudes?
Bring it out.
Let's count them. Edom is 1. Ishmael is 2. Moab is 3. The Hagarims is 4. Gebal is 5. Ammon is 6. Amalek is 7. The Philistines is 8. Tyre is 9. And who is 10? Asher. Also joined with them. He said, they have hope in, or they have been the arm to the children of Lot.
Whoa.
That means these people have even tripped on the children of Lot. Lot ain't with them. Lot been tripped on them. Been tripped on by them. Yeah, I said it. Tripped on by them. So when you see these 10 members right here in the tabernacles of Edom and Ishmael, that's the 10 heads. That's the 10 crowns in Revelations. Why else would it be anybody else when these people already been described as a problem?
Right, that's right.
As the enemy, as an adversary of the Most High Power. They hate him. So what they do is attack the people. How do they do it? With deception. Now let's get back over there to that Revelations back in 13:2. He said, and the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard. You know what the number one characteristic of a leopard is, right?
Sneaky.
He is the most camouflaged animal out of all of them. He blends in. Where he hunts, he blends in the best out of all animals. Better than lions, better than tigers, better than all of the jungle mammals or the jungle cats.
That's right.
The wilderness beast. You know what I mean? So this leopard, he's going to be like unto a leopard. That means real deceptive. You won't even realize that the enemy is there. Just like Christianity. Just like Buddhism. They don't talk like enemies of anybody in particular or of the Most High Power. They don't talk like they're the enemies of the Most High. The Muslims don't talk like they're the enemies of the Most High. The Sheik don't talk like they're the enemies of the Most High. They'll sit there and say that they love the Creator and it's all about blissfulness and nirvana-ship and things of the sort, and nirvana and ecstatic. You know what I'm saying? Living in some strange sense of reality. But they're all benevolent to the Creator. That's that deception. But look, it says, even though they're a leopard, but his feet was like the feet of a bear. That means it's his paths, his steps is destructive. So it'll be deceptive or deception that leads to destruction.
Whoa.
You feel that?
That's right.
Deception that leads to destruction. And his mouth as the lion, devouring.
Yep.
Won't just be getting one person or not. It's a lot of devouring, a lot of destruction. Be running shit with this system that is actually playing out on people.
That's right.
This mouth of a lion. He says, and the dragon, we had two. And the dragon gave him his power. Who's the dragon? The Edomite Empire, the Idumean Empire, the Edomites. Don't try to get out of the fact that there is a natural born enemy to the Israelites. There's a natural born enemy to the Israelites, man. and that's Esau.
That's right.
And it says, and Esau gave him his power and his seed and great authority. And the reason why I'm boldly just saying Esau is and the Idumean Empire is actually the dragon that they was talking about, because it's the Idumean Empire that was sitting around there waiting to devour the sun.
Right. That's
It was the Idumean Empire that leaked up and got even stronger when it went from just the Greeks, the Macedonians, but Alexander the Great, when he linked up, when that empire linked up with the Roman Empire through Epiphanes, his name was Epiphanes. The Epiphanes the third, I think it was, the dude that's in Maccabees that went around killing the Israelites, but making leagues with other nations through flattery. One of the even though he was a Macedonian himself, he was a Greek, but he came from the Roman Empire because I think he either he was captured. He was captured from the Roman. Yeah, that's what it was. He became a prisoner of war of the Roman Empire, and then after he grew up, he ended up having all kind of Roman fashions, and he actually liked the Romans and their whole get down. And then when he got bought back from a Greek, which was his uncle paid the Romans for him back. Like, no, give me my nephew back. He became the successor of the Roman Empire, of the Greek Empire. But he leagued up with the Romans instantly. Came and brought all that Roman shit and everything, and told everybody like, no, nigga, y'all ain't about to be this Greek shit. We about to be Romans. He's like, I just came from Rome. They dope.
Yeah, right.
So the Edomite Empire got real big, real strong, real fast overnight. But what they would do is they would go in and make leagues with all these other nationalities, like it was saying in the book of Maccabees. They was making leagues. They wasn't actually fighting against them like that.
That wasn't the enemy.
That wasn't their enemy. The enemy was the Israelites and the Most High Power.
Right.
So it says, and the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. Gave all these nationalities and these constructs the ability to exist the way that they do.
Damn.
He said, and I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death. That was the Roman Catholic Church. Because right here in 370 AD through 476 AD was the fall of the Western Roman Empire. And it fell for a grip. It fell for 1,000 years. It didn't rise back up. You know what I'm saying? Until right here, where it says like this dude, John the Revelator, he prophesied about it. So he says first he's seen one as one of the heads, or the Roman Empire, or this Roman Catholic Church system, fall, receive a deadly wound. Looked like it wasn't supposed to come back. It fell that bad. Then it says, but he said, and his deadly wound was healed. And what is this deadly wound that was healed? The Renaissance popes. During the Renaissance period. When did it start?
Right.
With Pope the Fifth, Pope Martin V. That was the first Pope of the Renaissance period. Look how evil and wicked that bastard looked. Yeah, I said it, bastard. Bastard. Look at him. That bastard. With the sun on his hand. You already know what he's really worshiping. That's that J-bomb worshiping. That's that Sun Zeus stuff. He said, and his deadly wound was healed. And all the world wondered. And who is the world? Whoever it is somebody that admired him. And when this is mentioned in it ain't talking about it's a problem if the Chinese people wondered at this beast. Why? Because the Chinese people wondered at anything else. So why would he mention this? He mentioned this because this is an issue about this world that wondered after the beast. And you look at the word wondered, and the Hebrew word and definition of wondered is actually an admiration. Admired. They admired after the beast.
Hey, right. That's right.
Let's go first of all, but we're gonna find out who this world is. Go to Israel chapter 45 and 17, and we're gonna cover who this world is that is admired after the beast. The world is Israel. Yeah, I said it. Spoiler alert. That world that they were talking about is the Israelites. That's the biggest problem. That would be something that you would be noting. That's notable, is to look and see what happened, what transpired. If you look and see logically and historically, after we ended up here on these slave ships, Isaiah 45 and 17, after we ended up over here on them slave ships, and destroyed and wiped out from a memory of whatever transpired before we ended up over here on them slave ships. You know?
That's right.
You will see that us praising now the so-called white man and his white J-bomb Christianity concept and all that stuff after all that would transpire, that is notable and ridiculous, and it's a big problem. And right now I am literally living over the aftermath and the effects of this whole situation, of how our people admired and promoted the Christianity concept after it's been so detrimental and it's speaking totally against the Most High. Even though you open up the first of the book and it's talking about us, and it's saying, no, the problem with you is quote unquote Christianity. When you read the front of it,
that's right.
All you gotta do is be a Christian first and then read the front of the Bible and then be like, whoa, oh snaps. Whatever they taught me over there on Sunday, you're like, that's completely against what this book is actually saying at the beginning.
That's right. That's how it got me.
You know what I mean? All you gotta do is like, okay, good. You set up your trap, but your trap is gonna be a snare for you. It's gonna actually blow your spot. Because all you gotta do is go read the front of the book and you'll realize, you're like, wait a minute, that Christianity thing ain't lining up here. How are you getting the fact that disobedience of these things, these laws, and you go read them, there's nothing wrong with them. They're actually positive, moral things that you can stand by.
That's right.
You know what I mean? That's right.
That's right.
So what's wrong with them? So why would some Pastor Porkchop come around 2,000, 3,000 years later and try to tell you like, no, those things are bad. You don't need to do that. That's actually going to be your downfall. You're right. It's how to run a country. Fuck you talking about? What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's right.
These are rules on how to run a country to somebody who doesn't have one. That's me.
Man.
Fuck you, man. I don't care about you, what you've believed and what's going on for you. You're white.
Yeah.
And everybody that's running everything seems to look like you. So anything that you say might go. When you're in power, but according to the Bible, it's talking to somebody that needs these things because they lack these things.
That's right.
So let's see, Isaiah 45:17 says, but Israel shall be saved in Yahweh with an everlasting salvation. That means every time he saves, this is what he's going to be doing, and he's going to be doing it too. He said, and you shall not be ashamed, confounded, what? World without end. That's why the statement in Revelations 13:4, let's touch it. Oi.
Did it say the world should be saved?
The world.
The world without end?
No, the Israelites is a world without end. That's why you go back to Revelations 13:3. He says, and his deadly wound was healed, and the world wondered or admired after the beast. That's because he said that because that's a problem. That was a big statement to put in there. It's important to mention this. He said, and the world wondered after the beast. All the Israelites, the people that are supposed to actually be sitting around here waking up to the law, statutes, and commandments, serving the Most High God so they can be saved up out of this situation that they in. Instead, they have been following and admiring, promoting and pushing and actually defending the Christianity concept, which is actually nothing but just an offspring of the Roman Catholic Church.
That's right.
The Roman Catholic Church is nothing but just the perversion of the Bible. That's all. You take the Bible and come up with something to pervert it, to pervert it with. Come up with interpretations and pervert the Bible that you're holding in itself. That's what Christianities do, and that's what people of Judaism do. That's why I just say they're both in one. And I'm pretty sure whoever was writing in Revelation, they see it both as one also. So now, zoom over to Revelations 13:4. He says, and they worship the dragon. That's a problem. Who worship the dragon? The Israelites is worshiping the Christianity construct, which gave power unto all these other constructs so they can follow in too. So no matter if it's Buddhism, no matter if it's Muslim, Islam, Sikh, whatever it is that you want to get into as a so-called black man, there's something in there to get you to where in whole and in essence and bottom line, you are actually just worshiping the Edomites. I'll say, what is the word I'm looking for? The Edomites' desire.
That's right.
That was his aim. That's his goal. That's his goal. He desires for you to not worship the Most High God even when you try. That's the best way of doing it. Set up something to where when somebody tries to worship the Most High, regardless of it doesn't matter what type of dude you are. Whether if you're a weak ass dude that wants to turn it all down, you can get into Christianity. You know what I mean? If you're an angry dude but you still want to turn it all down, you can go and get into Muslim. You know what I mean? For real, if you like plants, check it out. If you're a weak ass dude and you just for real, you kind of borderline want to have sex with plants in nature. Because I can get into their mind and I'll be like, oh, that's what they must be wanting to have a sexual relationship with plants. Well, guess what? Buddhism will make you feel that way. Buddhism will talk you sick about nature. An acknowledgement thereof, which is making it sacred, which is turning nature into a god. For the weirdo that wants to literally have a sexual intercourse with plant matter. You know what I mean, bro? You love cows so much you could go be a Hindu or a Sikh. Worship cows, worship animals. No matter what, in all essence, you are worshiping the goal and what's the other word for it? You are fulfilling the will of the Edomites empire of the so-called Israelites. This is what he wants, man. His desire. He said, and they worshipped the dragon which gave power unto the beast. All other spiritual constructs. And they worshipped the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast? Who is able to make war with him? Because they thinking that it is God. They thinking that all these constructs, whether which one that you believe in, you believe that this is the God and that there is none better than what you're believing in. Versus the one that's in the Bible is actually literally saying, I'm the creator of heaven and earth, and I'm the one that's telling things that I tell things before they even happen. Like, I'm the one that does that. What other gods do that? They don't. They just tell you, oh, what's going to happen when you die, which is detestable. Nobody can prove that any of these things happen. The Most High says things that you can prove if they happen or not.
Right.
You know? Like the book of Revelation that we're reading right now. We have all these spiritual constructs that falls under the line of the Roman Catholic Church. They're all in together, and they all are under, and they all actually highly esteem the Pope. All of them.
That's right.
The Hindu leaders, the Buddhist leaders, the Chinese leaders, all these leaders. When the Pope shows up to his country, guess what? This motherfucker gets serenaded. That's right.
That's right.
There people will kiss his feet.
Yeah.
They don't give it down. Their politician will be shaking his hand while the people of that same country will kiss his feet. Kiss this man's hand. Sing songs and shit for him. I seen it.
Seen it too.
He says, and they worship the dragon. You're actually worshiping the Idumeans, which gave power unto these other religious constructs. That is all in one against the Most High and his people, which is called the worshiping the beast. And which gave power unto this beast. And they worship the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast, and who was able to make war with him. And there was given unto him a mouth, speaking great things and blasphemies. What it means by this mouth, that means these people hijacked our scriptures, and they hijacked the way that we got down. And that's why they came up with this, and that's where they made all these other books. After the fall of after the fall of Jerusalem. After the fall of Jerusalem, that's where all these people came, that's where all these people and their so-called wisdom and their writings came from. They read our book and they start trying to make carbon copies. I mean, not carbon copies, but bootleg versions for their people, pretending as if their people was speaking the same thing like this. That's why they try to say that no matter what, now you can get to the Most High through any of these religions, because all these religions hijacked our book and start speaking about this heavenly realm that everybody's supposed to be getting to.
Right.
Whether it's nirvana, whether it's some type of ecstatic alternate reality, whether it's some utopia. You know, some people even believe that you for real, some of these religions, they believe that you're going to travel the universe. And you're going to be eternal, going around traveling to solar system to solar system, being in harmony with all kinds of beings that must be perfect. Because I'm almost like where they're Satan at? Like, what is there evil over there on earth? Over there too? Like, how many Satans did the Most High make? Like, come on now.
The author of confusion.
It's confusion. But at the same time, these all people have been given unto him a mouth speaking great things and blasphemies. And power was given unto him to continue 42 months, or 420 years, or an undetermined amount of time, but not that long. Either way you want to see it. They had an appointed time that was given.
Right.
That's why they say that Satan knows that he doesn't have long. The adversaries know that they don't got long.
Right.
So what they do is move at haste. They boost up technology. They act like it ain't no thing to sit there and legalize homosexuality. They act like it ain't no thing to sit there and give you polluted music that's talking about nothing but just fuckery. They act like it ain't no thing to do that. Just rush it. Just get it out there. Move in haste. Get these niggas off their game. Keep them off their end game. Who cares if it seems kind of obviously wicked? We'll just put love on top of some shit, and that pretty much kind of glazes over a lot of things. It smooths a lot of things out. It's like a universal blanket that you can hide some shit with. He said, and he opened his mouth in blasphemy against the Most High. To blaspheme his name or blaspheme his reputation. Because they say, you can get to God through any of these leaders right here that you're seeing in this picture that I got right there. Any of these leaders and following any of their religious constructs and lead you to the Most High. That's what they say. That's not the Most High's memorial. That's not his reputation. His reputation is that you got to be obedient to his laws, and then he'll do some things good for you.
That's right.
It's a contract that he has. They're saying basically he's a contractless God now. That's blasphemy against his reputation or his name or his memorial or what we remember him by in the Old Testament. Today now, all these people are speaking against that God, saying that this is the same God that they're talking about though. This is the same God that they worshiping. He says, and his tabernacle, his get down, and the people that he get down with, and them that dwell in heaven. That's us. Even though they telling us that we the people at the bottom, we the people that's been, civilized from being kind of like half-ass monkeys. But we the people that's supposed to be actually dwelling in heaven. We the people that dwell in heaven. If there's anybody that's going to be dwelling in the Most High God's realm, it's going to be the Israelites, and they lie about that.
That's right.
And when I say the Israelites, I'm talking about the so-called black men. They lie about that. They say everybody's supposed to be up in there. Anybody can get up in there. And that's not what the Most High is saying. That's that blasphemy against the Most High, his name, his tabernacle, and those that dwell in those that dwell in heaven. That dwell with hierarchy of the Most High God. That rules nations and kingdoms in the world as they're keeping the commandments of the Most High God. Revelation 13:7, he said, and it was given. What? And it was given unto him to make war. So, who gave him? Who gave this beast?
The dragon Edomites.
All right. Well, no, wait. Back it up. Watch this. Oops. Dang. My bad. Hold on, let me back it up. I went too far. I pressed the button and it went crazy. These are all spoilers alerts right here, man. All right. They worshipped in this beast, this system of this construct. Where we at? Okay. Yes. And it was given him. It was given unto him to make war with the saints. We're still talking about these Catholics, this beast system, and this beast system that falls into the Roman Catholic Church. He said, and it was given him, or it was given unto him to make war with the saints. The saints is the Israelites, according to the scriptures in Psalms 147 or 137, 147, 147 and 16, 148 and 9. He said, and it was given unto him to make war with the saints and to overcome them. And power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nationalities. All right. When it says that power was given him to make war with the saints, that actually started, that occurred after they started coming back with the Renaissance period. When was the Renaissance period? We just now covered when the Renaissance period was. Did I glaze over that? Oh yeah, the Renaissance period. We already know it started in the 1400s. Yeah. Okay, now peep this. Watch this. It said, founded in November 1st, 1478, Spain, Ferdinand and Isabella chose Catholicism to unite Spain, and in 1478 asked permission of the Pope to begin the Spanish Inquisition to purify the people of Spain. And the people that was in Spain was the so-called black men at first.
That's right.
That's who was in Spain. Those was Israelites that was in Spain. Those were the Jews that they was actually trying to purify the land from.
To make them worship other God.
Yes.
Whoa.
It's actually literally like documented already that during the Spanish Inquisition they were killing Jews.
Yeah, I read about that.
He said, and then over here they had a European Inquisition. So in Spain they had a Inquisition where they were killing Jews, getting rid of everybody else following the Torah.
Right.
That's what it means by and it was given unto him, which was a decree from the Pope, to make war with the saints or to kill Israelites that was practicing Torah. And that's where you got the Holy Inquisition in Europe. They called it the European Inquisition, which was subtitled as the Holy Inquisition, because it was the Roman Catholic Church going around killing Israelites, killing black folks that was practicing the Mosaic laws. So the Inquisition, we're going to read right here. He said the Inquisition in historical ecclesiastical parlance or congregational parlance, also referred to as the Holy Inquisition, was a group of institutions within the Catholic Church whose aim was to combat heresy, anything that was speaking against the Roman Catholic Church, anything that conflicted with the construct and the ideology of the Roman Catholic Church. He said the Inquisition started in the 12th century. That started in the 1100s. He said, in the 12th century, France, to combat religious dissent, in particular, the Cathars and the Waldensians. And these are, the Cathars, or if you look up Cathars, those are Israelites, but that's a whole nother video. But that's definitely the Israelites. They were the sons of Isaac. They were members of the 12 of the 12 tribes that was up there in the European continent. Is what they were calling the Dark Ages. They don't want you to know these things. They glaze over that topic because that is the truth. Who else were these people killing? Who else was these people? They said that they were all white people. Why was white people killing white people? That doesn't make no sense. They were all family. They all showed up together. They all came through practicing the same shit, just like the way it is over here in America.
Right.
They don't conflict in a religious basis. They don't conflict with each other like that. You look at the white folks, they're just chilling. All they do is discuss how property and stuff they're going to be owning and shit that they share between each other. They're not inquisiting each other because somebody then started following some other religion somewhere on the side. When? How? They all showed up together. They're all together. Why isn't it, if that's the case, then why isn't it happening in anywhere else now?
True.
For real. He said, don't let nobody deceive you. That's the whole thing. That's the main thing, and that's the main instrument of this stuff right here, man. Of this beast is deception. He said, and he had and it was given unto him to make war with the saints and to overcome them. And power was given over all kindreds and tongues and nationalities or nations of the Israelites. Everywhere that the everywhere that the Israelites were put into the transatlantic slave trade, all these religious constructs can do as they will to the people of Israel. They can treat the so-called black man that they have overcame, they have defeated, they keep at the bottom. They can treat them any way that they want, and ain't nobody going to stand up and say anything about it.
Yep.
That's the real power that's been given. You think the Most High sit there and needed to let us know that people that don't even worship God in the first place, never worship the Most High in the first place, now don't worship the Most High? Who fucking cares? It's about the Israelites that don't worship the Most High. Because that's what this whole book is all about from the jump anyways. If you keep that idea in your mind, then you'll realize and you'll be able to break these things down the way that I'm breaking them down.
That's right.
That's how I break it down. I'm not doing it with no cunning interpretations, no private interpretations. I'm actually keeping it scripturally. It's like, it's about the Israelites. It's about breaking laws. It's about deception.
Pulling up history.
That's
history.
History and biblical.
Logic.
And logic. I'm keeping it all firm and lumped together.
Simple, man.
You know what I mean? I'm not trying to sit there and try to say about these little ghastly ghosts and doing things and diabolical little demons, you know what I mean, that's throwing wrenches inside the engines. I ain't talking about that. I'm literally letting you know, like, no, you're being deceived by religious constructs. And the religious constructs is actually literally set up to make the Israelites fall into bullshit when they try to seek the Most High God wherever they've been scattered.
That's right.
That's right. Now go to Genesis 27 and 38. Now we about to see this one head that received that wound and that went about to go slay and it was given power to destroy and do all these things. This Roman Catholic Church, which is actually just a religious construct that comes from the Edomites. Go to Genesis 27 and 38. It says, and Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessing or something to give me? My father, bless me. Give me something. Even me also. Oh, my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, or peep game, your dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth and of the dew of heaven from above. That means even the Most High himself, Yah-Oshai himself, is going to hook your kingdom up. That's what it means by the dew of heaven. That means delight and favor from the Most High. And people say, what? He gonna have favor from the Most High? Yeah, I said it, he does. Look at America. If you're gonna try to say that this place has not been favored by the Most High, you are in denial and you're blind as a bat. There's a reason why this place hasn't had no foreign wars. There's a reason why this place hasn't had, up until now, nothing, no mass scale wipeout with a disease or anything like that. There's reasons why.
No massive earthquake.
Massive earthquakes. No, nothing that made this construct, disappear, even though they've been wicked as all hell.
Right. They should have been gone.
They should have been gone a long time ago, but at the end of the day, these people have been killing Israelites from the inception of this country. You know what I mean? Hanging them up and mutilating them. But the place still flourished and actually become the most economically inclined country that the world has ever seen. Damn. The most technologically inclined country that the world has ever seen. You know what I mean? He said, your dwelling, he said, peep game, your dwelling, yes, sure enough, shall be the fatness of the earth. Dope as hell. And it's going to be having favoritism from the Most High. At 40, he said, and by your sword, by killing things, shall you live and shall serve your brother.
That's
At the end, you're going to end up being enslaved by him.
That's right.
Like, that's the way you go. You kill and you run kingdoms by killing whatever is around. And at the end, but you still get back under servitude by your brother. That's actually your get down. Your get down is to kill people and then end up in slavery.
That's right.
By your brother, the Israelites.
Oh.
He says, and it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have dominion, you shall break his yoke from off your neck. That means you're going to end up getting the Israelites from off of you when you get in dominion. And how does he keep the Israelites from off of him? Is by keeping the Israelites under him.
That's right.
That's what he did. That's why he said, thou shalt break off, and you shall break his yoke from off your neck. He said, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. You heard that? Esau hated Jacob, not because of the blessing that his father gave Jacob, is because of the blessing that his father gave to Esau himself. He heard it. He knew what that meant. He wasn't like people that didn't know what that meant, like probably somebody that didn't know up until now. He wasn't like that. When he heard that, he was like, dang, I'm going to end up in slavery by my brother. No matter what, like even when I get way up there and start running stuff and everything's going to be dope as hell and it's going to be just like the best thing, I'm going to end up in slavery? He said, he looks at Jacob after he recognizes that and says, man, to himself, nigga, I hate this motherfucker. He said, and because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him, Esau said in his heart, man, the days of mourning of my father are at hand. Then will I slay my brother Jacob. What? So that is the spiritual enmity. That is underlining and highlighting the spiritual enmity between Jacob and Esau, or the so-called black man and the white man. Because Jacob, he was always cool, calm, and collected. He just wanted to chill in the house. He didn't have no enmity against the white man. He was just better than him in all ways. And the white man sat back on the sideline, hating and tripping over all that. There's where the enmity happens. Not so much that we are tripping on them, but they tripping on us. You feel me? I see that right there. Haran, fire. Gas. That's a gas cloud. Good. Go to Revelation 13:7 real quick one more time now. We're going to skim on it again. So now so you can just read it and understand it. And it was given unto him to make war with the saints. Esau's blessing. Right? That sword he was able to live by. And to overcome him or break off the yoke of his neck. Right? And power was given him over all kindreds and tongues in the nations of Israel. And all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him, whose names are not written in the book of life of the Lamb that was slain from the foundation of the world. And if you look, check it out. All them that do dwell upon the earth. I mean, that means that is at the bottom that's been destroyed. When you in heaven in the scriptures, you are at like Capernaum. You are at the top. Your country's doing fine economically, socially, and all kinds of other departments and degrees of countryship, if that's a word. But then secondly, is when you are dwelling on the earth, that means you are not living high on the hill. You're at the bottom, like us. All that dwell at the bottom of society will worship him, whose names are not written The reason why their names or their reputations are not written is because they are not keeping themselves in the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High God, which makes it to where they're not actually part of this situation of salvation. That's why they end up getting murked before we woke up and found out who we were out here in the grand scale that we did today. He said, and all that dwell upon the earth shall worship him. They worshiping the beast and the dragon, in essence. Because no matter what, whether you in Christianity, Martin Luther King, whether you in Muslim, or kind of in between, Malcolm X, or just full-fledged Muslim, Farrakhan. No matter what, you're still worshiping the lamb. I mean, you're still worshiping the beast. You're not keeping yourself into the law, statutes, and commandments. You're not making yourself as one of them people in that book no more.
That's right.
That's right. There's Revelation 13:9. He says, if any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leads into captivity shall go into captivity.
What?
He that kills with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. Any other construct that's trying to lead you up out of that, any kind of construct that's trying to teach you anything out of that, man, they're deceiving you. If they're not teaching you about the retribution of the Most High God and him getting back at those tabernacles of Edom and Ishmael, I thought they gonna raise up these heads or these spiritual leaders to actually lead the people astray and make the children of Israel no more inactive, no more in play. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He said, no, man, those people that make them moves, they gotta be dealt with. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. That means if you about this and you up in this book, this is what you're going to be talking about. And you know how to get that to happen is by keeping and being obedient to the law, statutes, and commandments. Not sitting around here rallying up, saying hurrah, hurrah about some Muslim shit. Saying, oh, by any means necessary. No, not by any means necessary, by keeping the commandments. That's right. I had a dream that everybody was together. No, you had a dream, baby. If you saw somebody keep all the commandments, I probably would believe your ass. But this dream that sounds like a fake story, I ain't taking that. Most High didn't say that we got to be all together. Most High said we got to separate, man.
That's right. That's right.
We're going to go right here to 11, Revelation 13:11. He said, and I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth. And he had two horns like a lamb. And he spake as a dragon, two horns, two dominions. Northern and southern Americas, right?
And now you're listening.
Ain't that two dominions right there? You see on that map?
Right.
That's two dominions. That's what's over here in the Western world, and this is another beast that comes after these other beasts. Because peep game, all that was over there, all the way up into the time of the New World or the Western world was incepted in the 1600s. Guess what? Those people over there, when it came down to the Bible, they were all Catholics. Over here is where they wanted to start trying to practice Christianity. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's real. That's where the new religious construct comes from. It's a whole nother beast. That's why I would take the Christianity and the Judaism, I'll put them all in one. You know what I mean? And I would just call that Catholicism.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's what makes it 7 beasts. But then America itself would have to be a beast by itself of its own. Because this get down and the way that they're doing it over here is completely different than any of the things over there in the Eastern world. Because in the Eastern world, they actually have moral obedience, at least. Right? Over here, this is a whole new beast. This one over here don't even have moral. It doesn't even stick with morality around here. You can be straight out openly a faggot and run shit. You be Ellen DeGeneres or Ellen the Degenerate.
Damn.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking about you're gay. You go to the Eastern world and them beasts over there with them people over there, they didn't ride like that.
That's right.
They didn't take that one though. But over here, it's that new beast. You know what I mean? You got another beast. That means there's two of them. Not a new one that replaces the other. This is another one now.
Oh.
And I beheld another beast come up out of the earth. And he had two horns, two dominions. Like a lamb. right? All this over here is supposed to be Christian and pseudo Catholicism.
Yeah.
Because over here they ain't got no popes and things like that. That's why I call it pseudo Catholicism. It's not actually Catholicism over here because they don't got no popes and stuff like that set up.
Yeah, that's right.
They don't have no bishopships set up over here in the South Americas.
Mm-hmm.
But you go, you know what I'm saying? You come up to America and you got your TD Jakes and your, you know what I mean? So these are still two horns like a lamb. Still having these dominions being ran, quote unquote, with the Bible, spilling around J-bomb, supposed to be the Messiah. You know what I mean? Under the disguise of the Messiah. You know what I mean? But sprinkling around J-bomb all over the place. So it's saying, and I beheld another beast, another construct, come up out of the earth. And it had two dominions. Like the scriptures, or like the book that was ran under the operation, like, you know what I'm saying, kind of under the operation of what the book is saying. And he spake as a dragon. And he speaks just like with this deceptive techniques. And he spake like a dragon. And he exercises all the power of the first. Now we got the American Inquisition. They had that was called the Klansmen. That was Christianity running rampant. He exercised all the power of the first. You know what I mean? Deception, kicking Israelites' asses. Yeah, killing them. Yeah, right. Forcing them into, you know what I'm saying, worshiping their stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? All that. He exercised the first power of the first beast.
That's right.
And causes the earth, or those that are at the bottom in that construct, and them that dwell therein, anybody else, collateral damage, to worship the first beast. Because through Christianity in the Western world and through Catholicism in the Western world, you are still, in essence, worshiping the Catholic Church and the Pope. That's why they call him the Pope. He comes over here and they all line up to worship the dude and kiss his feet and do all that stuff and everything. You get what I'm saying? That's still are doing Sunday worship. That's the Pope. That comes from the Catholic Church.
Yes, sir.
That's why I said that you worship therein. He said, "It causes the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast." This Sunday worship the sun god. It's Catholicism, whose deadly wound was healed. That's right.
That's right.
Man, the Most High is perfect. And this is a perfect breakdown. And he does great wonders so that he makes fire. Look at the video. That he makes fire to come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men. And that's what he did. When them people over there, Nagasaki, Hiroshima, you know that those people, that wasn't even like a real country. That was some low level BS little island over there too. And they actually had black people on it. Nagasaki and Hiroshima have black people on it. Yeah, I said it. Go do your research. Have black people on it. And get what he do to them black people over there? And to them Asian people that was dwelling therein also? Boom! See ya. That's why Nagasaki and Hiroshima was perfect places to blow up.
I didn't know they had black people. Crazy.
Yeah, they had black people over there, man.
Makes sense.
Yeah, man. They had, man, everybody knows there's black people actually everywhere. And they know that.
Yeah.
That's the biggest dilemma about the whole planet, is that everywhere you go, there's black people.
You're right, because everywhere you go, you ain't gonna see a Mexican.
No. You feel me?
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
See that? And make fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men, and deceives them that dwell on the earth by that means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. And the Christianity construct over here is the main construct that's pushing this J-bomb figure. When you actually look and see where all these J-bomb figures actually come from, they actually been coming from the Americas. That's the concept that's been pushing that. It's been Protestants that's been coming from America, and evangelists that's been coming from America, going back over there to the Eastern world with this particular painting to everybody. Telling everybody, this is what the Messiah looked like. Before that, it was just crosses. Before that, the paintings of J-Bomb varied. And a lot of people over there already knew that there wasn't supposed to be no paintings of the Messiah like that.
Similitude.
Nah. You wasn't supposed to make no image of him. You know what I'm saying? That's why he said in Deuteronomy, what was it, chapter 7? He said, Pete Gang, he's like, I didn't make no images. You saw no images of nothing. He said, why? He said, because if you did see an image of it, he said, you would make an image of me and worship it. So back then, when these people were still scripturally inclined, they had scripturally inclined Jews in that area, real black Israelites. That stuff right there wasn't going to be able to slide as much as it slid over here in the Americas.
That's right.
You know? And then what they did over here with the Americas is that the reason why they were able to get it in on them versus the way that the Eastern world wasn't able to actually get it in is because the Eastern world wasn't putting money into that construct like the way they were putting money into the construct over here. They put the money into that construct. Over here in America, these people were rich, so they would go and pay all these countries in Africa, give them money. And then when they will accept them money, those people will feel obligated to let those people show up and teach their people J-Bomb and give them pictures of J-Bomb. They did it with Christianity, and they did it with those quote unquote Torah practicing tribes out there in Africa like the Igboos. That's why you can go over there and look at the Igbo tribes, and they go over there, they got 6-pointed stars too.
Right. Lion, Judah, everything.
Yeah, they got the little dangling things hanging off of their shirts, all that stuff. You like, they'll even put the little box on their head. They'll even wear the little fucking hat.
Yeah, the little the Jewish hat.
Yeah.
Yeah, they wear.
And you be like, where? You like, so
Muslims do the same thing too.
Yeah, so you be like, but I don't see that Jewish hat in the scriptures. But you be like, wait a minute, so where did y'all get that from? You like, oh, it must have been what that dude said over there in One Nation Set Apart, that Battle Axe cat. Is when he was saying like, hey man, no, they were paid. First they were giving them money, bribe them with money to bribe their way into being accepted in the village.
Lucas.
Money. You know what I mean? And then the people would feel obligated to let them sit there and run off and say whatever the fuck they came to say. As they're saying this and passing out J-Bomb pictures and all this shit, they would be handing them money and giving them bags of rice and food.
Right.
And,
like they do in Africa still.
Yeah, they still do it.
Whoa. They still do it now in church?
They still do it now in church.
Mm-hmm.
They do. That is it.
That's what they do right there.
This is how you do it.
Damn.
You know? By deceiving people with these miracles. And you know, and I want to touch on that miracle. You know what I'm saying? These miracles, I'm saying it's a miracle for you to be able to be convinced that you can get into heaven by not keeping the commandments.
That's right.
That's a miracle.
That's right.
And I'm gonna stand on that. That's my definition. That's what I actually am seeing out of the scriptures when it's saying these miracles. That is these miracles. That is these deceivable miracles. That is completely against the construct of reality. And the construct of reality is what the Most High says, what is good and what's not.
That's right. That's right.
He's reading on. He says, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast. When it means by power to give life, that means come up with its own laws, because the Most High had laws. And he said, these laws are your life.
That's right.
Well, at the same time, these people are trying to say now, Sunday is the new law. Love is just the new law. Now,
Bringing up no scripture for that Sunday thing.
bringing up no scripture.
Totally misinterpreting love, because
Yeah,
according to 2 John, it's love is to keep the commandments.
exactly.
Right.
And when the Messiah even says, "Love your neighbor as you love yourself," and in these two laws hang law. And in these two laws hang all the laws. And I mean, in these two commandments hang all the laws and the prophets.
That's right.
He wasn't saying replaces all the laws and the prophets. He says it's applicable to all the laws and the prophets. That means the laws are still relevant and still in motion, full in effect. It's just that's what these things are trying to get you to fulfill, was actually how to love the Most High with all your mind, heart, and soul. And how to love your neighbor as you love yourself, by not stealing from him, lying to him, you know what I mean? Shaking people's hands and being bearing false witness on other people. You know what I mean? Or being a supporter of negative behavior and
Right.
all that stuff. Like, these are all laws that keep you in good with the Most High and you and your people.
Right.
But this dude had power. That means he was able to actually put this into effect and affect people. To give life, commandments, unto the image of the beast. That the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
That's what they was doing too.
That's exactly what was happening. Everybody,
Everybody.
anybody that didn't bow down to the authority of the so-called Edomite Empire and his desires, whatever it was, he'll kill you, and nobody will come over and do anything to you about it. He'll kill a black man, and would nobody do anything about it. Won't Russia come through and say, "Hey man, I don't like the way y'all treating those black folks over there"? China won't come through and say, "I don't like the way y'all treating them." The Indians won't come through and say, "I don't like the way y'all treating them." The Native Americans didn't even come through and say, "I don't like the way y'all treating them niggas."
Yeah, they know,
Nobody came through.
they know that they was doing it because they was making videos and pictures of it.
Right.
And it was recording them doing it.
Recording them doing it.
You know what I'm saying? And everybody else is just watching.
Right.
They part of the beast. They is the beast.
They is the beast.
That's right.
America's that second beast
That's right.
with two dominions, the north and the south. He said, and he calls us all, both small and great, Israelites, small and great, running a little bit or running nothing or running a lot, in power of a lot of, in control of a lot of stuff. Rich and poor, paid or not, free and bond, in jail or not in jail, to receive a mark in their right hand and in their foreheads. Now this is the main event. This is the climax. This is what we all been leading up to. Because now you're understanding that when it was saying heads and crowns and dominions and beasts and all these things, these were talking about something else, and the scriptures lined it and backed it up. So now when we get to this mark, oh yeah, and the scriptures that lined it up and backed up what we were interpreting had nothing to do with what people were interpreting beforehand in Christianity and what is still being perpetuated in the Hebrew translation. What I mean by that is the Hebrew Israelite community's translations of the mark of the beast.
Right.
You know what I mean? Ain't nobody gonna tell you that the heads, these 10 heads were the tabernacles of Edom and Ishmael.
Man.
Ain't nobody gonna tell you that these 10 crowns were the tabernacles of Edom and Ishmael. Nobody's gonna tell you that the 7 heads was actually 7 religious constructs.
Nope.
And when we get to the mark,
We went through that one.
ain't nobody about to tell you
It was deep. It was deep.
what this mark is.
It's deep.
They're gonna try to tell you that it's an RFID chip. Man, we're over here, One Nation Set Apart, man, we say that's foolishness. That's right. It ain't no market, no chip. Don't nobody give a damn about how much money you got. Man, no, matter of fact, I'm gonna revert it even better. Nobody gives a damn about how much money you don't got. You ain't got enough money for these people to care about. You ain't running nothing. You can't buy anything. Nigga, you go to you get into your car and drive onto the mall and see what they offering you to buy. Because that's all that you can buy is what they offer you.
That's right.
And everything that they offer you is non-threatening to them. Even guns, because they are guns.
That's right.
You keep on, go on ahead and buy too much guns, and they'll raid your ass. Yeah, I said it. Be a black man and go legally buy too many guns. Buy too much ammunition. Be up in there doing too much. You gonna start getting grown ass men walking up to you, trying to introduce themselves to try to be your friend. Yeah, it sounds like I'm speaking from an experience. Yeah, I said it. Grown ass men will try. Why would you try to be your friend and then start trying to bring up topics to get you to talk about things that you know you shouldn't talk about? That's called COINTELPRO.
That's right.
That's called being under the Edomite Empire. There's somebody that knows about you and they keep a close eye on you. Yeah, I said it. They keep a close eye on you. At the top of 16, and he says, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in his right hands or in their foreheads. And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. So now let's get by and let's cover up this word, the mark. That's supposed to be going into your right hand or in your forehead. Now let me get you to go over there and slap yourself with Deuteronomy 6:6, man. When I say slap yourself, wake yourself up. You about to get doused with a cup of ice cold water right here. This is the mark of the Most High.
You get that eye salve out your eye.
You got to get this eye salve out of your eyes, and you're gonna be able to see clearly. Get Christianity concept out of your eyes so you can see clearly, and get any type of fantasticness, fantasy approaches out of the scripture when you're reading them, man. Stay solid and realize, man, these people is dying in here in this book, and these deaths are for real, and this stuff is happening to a targeted people, and you are them. And he says, in these words, we at 6, which I command you this day, shall be in your heart, and you shall teach them diligently unto your children, and thou shalt talk of them. So you must teach and talk of the words of the Most High power gave us, man. He said, when thou sits in your house, and when you walks by the way, when you inside the crib, or when you out there, man. When you see people running to them, when he says, hey, what's up, brother? Don't just stop it right there if you can, man. Hey, man, hey, brother, man, hey, man, you got time real quick? Let me holler at you, man. You know, we got to keep these commandments of the Most High God, and that's the reason why we destroyed. Do you feel destroyed? If that brother says, yes, man, that's a brother, man, that you got to talk to.
That's right.
He said, when you walks by the way, and when thou lies down, and when thou rises up. Ain't that what's happening with the Christianity? Ain't that what they do? I said that statement because I just want you to realize something. Just stick with what I just said and keep that and hold that in your mind. I said, ain't that Christianity and what they do? Don't they sit around and teach Christianity like crazy? Got these little scouts riding around on bikes. Got groups of Mexicans with it in Spanish.
Yep.
People handing out pamphlets, walking through the ghetto with the pamphlets.
That is what goes on.
Setting up churches like they are just a number one needs basis. And they ain't teaching you anything but just to live the way that you were living before. You walked up in here just kind of like feel a little bit more mushy about things. Peep this. And thou shalt teach them diligently unto your children, and shalt talk of them when thou sits in the house, and when thou walks by the way, and when thou lies down, and when thou risest up. And thou shalt bind them for a sign, or a mark, upon thy hand, and they shall be as frontlets between thy eyes.
Forehead.
Between your eyes and your forehead. And you shall bind them upon your hand. So this is a mark or a sign. A sign is a mark. It's the same thing.
That's right.
The Most High has a mark. And that's you teaching. Right?
That's right.
That's you teaching and talking of the commandments. That's the mark of the Most High. You know that, right? The mark of the Most High is to keep the commandments. Why? Because the commandments is an exemption from judgment. By you keeping the commandments, you don't get judged.
That's right.
Right?
Right.
So let's just go to Revelations 13 and 6, and I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to show you after that, I'm going to show you why I said this word exemption of judgment. But first, let's cover this Revelation 13 real quick and 16. And he causes all both, small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in the right hand or in their foreheads. So this beast has a mark himself also. He has a system of an exemption of judgment. He has an idea or a strategy to be exempt from judgment. And it is considered as a sign or a mark in your hand or in your forehead or in between the frontlets of your eyes. You know? And what is that concept? Look at the video. It said, I am saved. That's the concept. Is when all these people going around thinking that they're saved already.
Dang.
That makes it to where you don't seek no obedience or any type of standard that the Most High is actually looking for. You don't even try to fulfill it. You don't live up to anything. Because why? Because everything's already done. You're saved. When you went into that church that Sunday and screamed out J-Bomb, or no matter of fact, just nodded your head, yes. Like, do you believe in J-Bomb? You believe in this magical name? Yeah, You're saved. And walked off. That's all it was? You're like, yeah, and then when they say that you're going to be in a rapture, you're going to be exempt from judgment. So when he says, and then right here at 13 and 7, he says, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark. Right there, Brother Ben G, 2020. It says that when he says buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name, or preach, or learn, or teach, or learn, is to buy or sell, man. To sell is to teach. To buy is to learn. And tell me this one. If you doubt it, then ask yourself this question. Is anybody teaching or learning out of the construct of Christianity when it comes down to this book over here in the Americas, in this new beast system? I'm going to answer the question boldly and say no. Ain't nobody learning out of the construct of Christianity. That's why you still talk about a mark of the beast in your hand. And that you're not going to be able to buy or sell anything unless you have a computer chip. Man, that's foolishness. The mark in the Bible has nothing to do with worthy of mark. But mark in the Bible is actually what is written in the scriptures as an exemption of judgment.
Right.
Go to Isaiah 54 and 13, and we're going to cover this buying and selling. Isaiah 54 and 13 is going to let you know. Peep this. He says, and all the children shall be taught of Yahweh, and great shall be the peace of thy children. In righteousness, according to Deuteronomy 6 and 16, all the way down to what is it, 24 or 26? It says that these laws, statutes, and commandments, the obedience of the Most High God, that is considered, it shall be as righteousness for you.
That's right.
So when your children are going to be taught, they're going to be taught of the law, statutes, and commandments. Thou shalt be established. And in the law, statutes, and commandments shalt thou be established. Thou shalt be far from oppression, for thou shalt not fear, and from terror, for it shall not come near you. That's that Wuhan plague right now that's making it applicable for that statement to be legitimate right now.
That's right.
He's we still reading. He says, and everyone, he said, ho, everyone that thirsts, come you to the waters, and he that has no money, come you and what? Buy. When he's saying come you to the water, he's talking about come and learn. That's what he was going to say. He just now mentioned the statement that everybody's going to be learning, and his kingdom is going to be established with the learning and the teaching of the law, statutes, and commandments. And then the righteousness, that's the obedience of the law, statutes, and commandments. So when he says, ho, everyone that thirsts, I'm at 55 and 1. He says, ho, everyone that thirsts. I just kept on reading down because I just now read 55 and 13, 55, 54 and 13, 55 and 14. But my bad, I didn't tell you. I went down to 55 and 1, Salakia. Because it's just right there at the end of the chapter.
Right.
It's still all the same.
Right.
You know, it's all still the same statement. This is all carrying forward. He said, ho, buy everyone that thirsts, come you to the waters. And he that has no money, come you and buy.
That's right.
He said, buy and eat, yeah. Come, buy wine and milk without money and without price. That means get these law, statutes, and commandments. To get the correction and get the encouragement and get the delight. Because that milk is that nourishment, that correction. You know what I'm saying?
That's
that
right.
wine is that delight, that joy of the Most High. He said, come buy you wine, or come learn of that wine without money and without price.
That's right.
It's priceless. You can't put a price on these scriptures that's being broken down right now, man. T.D. Jakes would get rich as hell if he said the same thing that I'm saying right now. But since it's just little old lowly me over here at One Nation Set Apart, for real, it's priceless. Ain't getting not one dime for it.
Yeah. Scripture being fulfilled.
Being fulfilled, man. He said, where do you spend money for that which is not bread? Why didn't you go over there to T.D. Jakes and Pastor Pork Chop, giving him tips and stuff, and he ain't even educating you on what is being said in Revelations?
Hey.
This ain't no daily bread that he giving you. This is that daily bread. He said, wherefore do you spend money for that which is not bread, and your labor for that which satisfies not? Listen, hearken diligently unto me. That means buying. That's how you buy. It's by hearkening diligently unto me, and eat you that which is good, and let your soul delight itself in fatness.
That's right.
That's that wine, and that's that milk. That's eating that which is good, and let your soul delight itself in fatness. That's that wine. Now go to Ezekiel 9 and 4. Now we're going to cover the mark. What is the mark? The mark of the Most High is an exemption of judgment. It was mentioned in the scriptures already. First, we just now went to the sign, but I didn't break down the lexicon blue letter breakdown on the word sign, because I didn't even feel like it was necessary. I'm gonna break it down in a little bit if you want it. I'll give it to you. Don't think I'm stupid. Don't think I came up on here and make bold statements in error. I know what I'm doing right now.
Right.
I'm letting you know. The sign, the mark of the beast, is an exemption of judgment. Like right here in Ezekiel 9 and 4. And it says, and Yahweh said unto him, go through the midst of the city, go through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. So these dudes right here got a mark on their foreheads, right? And it's because, why did they get that mark? It's because they wasn't appreciating the blasphemy and the abominations and the breaking of the law, statutes, and commandments that was being committed in the land that they were living in.
That's right.
So the Most High looked at them and said, you know what? Mark them cats, because them dudes knows really what's up. They're not breaking the commandments. They're mad about the commandments being broken. They crying about the commandments being broken. Right?
That's right.
Salah.
That's right.
Now let me get right there. Ezekiel 9. He says, and to the other he said, that I might hear. We have 5. And to the other he said, that I might hear, go you after him through the city, slay, oversee none, spare none. That means anyone that didn't get the mark, kill him. Kill and destroy both old men and young, maidens, children, and wives. But as for those that have this mark upon them, see that you touch them not. That is an exemption of judgment.
That's right.
That's right.
A mark is an exemption of judgment. We're going to define that word mark in the Greek lexicon, in the Hebrew blue letter. The word is tav. The outline biblical usage is desire, mark. Like I said, The beast got the desire. He has a set goal. That's his mark, is to deceive you into not keeping the commandments and thinking that you're going to obtain life.
Right. That's right.
That's an exemption of judgment. And this one right here is a mark also, which is an exemption of judgment, which is if you keep the commandments and you teach the commandments, you have a mark on your forehead.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because the keeping of the commandments doesn't get you judged. That's how you don't get in trouble. Is by keeping the laws, keeping the abiding by the rules. That's exemption of judgment.
Right.
If you don't mind being judged, go ahead, break laws. You know? And these folks, but right here in Ezekiel 9, when it said mark, the word was tav. And that word means literally as a sign, like I said. Right? Like it said in Deuteronomy. Like that's why I said Deuteronomy 6:6. I said I didn't have to explain what it said in sign. I'm boldly making them statements because I know what I'm doing. I knew that it was going to already be in the definition of the word mark. Mark is a sign of exemption from judgment. That's right. Yeah, you see how that works? Don't be doubtful-minded. Keep a close eye and peep game on what's really happening right here over here at One Nation Set Apart, man. We feeding you. This is that bread that you won't ever hunger. You will never hunger after this, man. You will never be sitting here wondering what is the mark of the beast ever again.
That's right.
He said, peep this. Go to 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and 10. This is another concept of an exemption of judgment. He said, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish. That means they are doomed. Because they received not the love of the truth. What is love?
Keeping the commandment.
What is truth?
The rights of the laws.
Bam! Keeping the commandments, law, statutes, and commandments is the truth. Is it because they didn't receive the commandments? They didn't receive the obedience of the commandments and the laws that they might be saved. Because that is actually in the contract. It's in Deuteronomy 32. Do we got to go there just real quick? Shall we?
Bring it out.
Bring it out. Let's just go there. You know what I mean? That's how we do it over here at One Nation Set Apart. We got precept upon precept upon precept upon precept, even unplanned precepts.
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
Let's get there. We had 32. Right there after the blessing of Asher. Then it says, there is none like unto you, Elohim, of Israel, not of the world, the God of Israel. He that sits upon heaven shall be thine help, whose glory, that rainbow around the sun, is in the clouds. That is the dwelling place of the Most High, from the beginning and from under the arms of the world. He has cast out thy enemies before you, and said, destroy. And Israel shall dwell in safety alone. What? Israel shall dwell in safety alone. So there goes that whole concept and that idea when people thinking that everybody is supposed to be included into the kingdom, everybody's supposed to be coming into our land, and it's an everybody thing. No, the scripture specifically is stating in the end of the contract that no, the goal set in mind is for you guys to be away from everybody. Israel shall dwell alone, and the eyes of Jacob shall look upon the land. Not as the eyes of heathens, the eyes of the Gentiles, the eyes of the bandwagoners, the eyes of guests, the eyes of everybody that wants to just get up in our shit. He said, no, the eyes of Jacob shall look upon a land of corn and wine. Moreover, his heaven shall drop with dew. That means we're going to have the favor of the Most High power also. We're going to have the favor and the blessings from the Most High God. He's going to show us a special, set apart favoritism. Happy art thou, Israel, who is like unto you. What a people that is saved by Yahweh.
That's right.
That's the whole difference between us and everybody else. We get saved by the Most High. not everybody else. That was the comparison statement right here. That right there just boxed everybody out. I'm not hating everybody to say this statement. You've been boxed out. Because we have to be saved from you. Other than that, I'm not saved. You're tripping. Yeah, I said that. The scriptures is saying you're boxed out of people that are saved by the Most High. Thy shield and thy helper and sword of thy glory. And thy enemies shall what? Shall be found liars.
That's right.
Because they try to say that everybody's supposed to be living in the kingdom. They try to say that everybody's invited. This isn't everybody. You're supposed to be a light to the whole Tom, Dick, and Harry's. That's because you're not sober, man. You're not being sober. You're not reading this and carrying it forward. You're not acting as if you read this all in one day. If you sat down and read this all in one setting, guarantee you will understand it. But since you're having little breaks and you're sitting around over here, then you go and listen to somebody else say some shit, and you kind of dibble dabble over here with this camp, and you dabble with this Hebrew teacher, and you kind of you're all messed up again. You're wavering at every way. You're wavering at all the winds, man. You can't be like that. Stay groundly firm with reality and carry the story forward. Look at this. So now we're going to go back to Thessalonians 2:10. 2 Thessalonians 2:10, he says, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness. That means not keeping the commandments. Deceiving you to not keep the commandments of them that has been set to die already. You've been appointed to perish. He says, because they received not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. For this cause the Most High shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie. And what is that lie? The rapture.
That's right.
The exemption of judgment. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Because they feel like they're going to be exempt from judgment by them not keeping the laws of the Most High God. Where's he going to take you? To some fucking other lawless place? Like, what are you talking about? So you're going to be booty popping and twerking and, for real, smoking blunts and scamming on people's chicks and shit? Like, what the... Pastor Pork Chop, for real, Pastor Pork Chop sitting there still teaching you to eat pork. Like, man, nobody needs that stuff nowhere else. This stuff needs to be eradicated where it's at now.
That's right.
That's why the Most High is sending them a strong delusion so they don't wake up, because people that actually get down like this after they read this book, you deserve to get battle axed.
That's right.
And the Most High feels the same way. He's like, no, man, I'm done with this cat. No, here's Christianity. Here's Buddhism for this dude. Here's Muslim for that cat. He's like, why? He's like, because I don't want him to get close to me. He sucks. He's like, I don't want that type of person around me. He's like, he's whack. Reading on at 11, he said, and for this cause the Most High shall send them a strong delusion, that they should believe a lie, that they all might be damned. What? That they all might be damned. I thought that he wants everybody, that they all might be damned. He sent them a strong delusion. He made sure they're going completely insane and being illogic when it comes down to interpreting the Bible. Why? It's because they are damned, who believe not the truth. According to Psalms 119 and 142, that's the commandments, man. They didn't believe that the laws is perfect and that there are everlasting righteousness. They didn't believe that the laws is an everlasting righteousness. They believed that the laws is something that needed to be done away with because they was an issue. The Most High said he gave us laws so we couldn't do them. What the hell?
Don't make sense.
That's author of confusion. He don't tempt you with evil. He's not going to say keep these so you don't keep them.
That's right.
And then send you into slavery for not keeping them. Like, man, there was real consequences that transpired for breaking the commandments. Don't let Christianity teach you these things. That's what you're saying, man. This is all in Thessalonians, the Christianity concept and in the exemption of judgment is mentioned. And in Revelations, when it was talking about the beast and his attributes and the get down and what he does and the goals that he accomplishes for himself that he has in mind, it's all about the exemption of judgment, because that's what this mark is. The mark is an exemption of judgment.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
That's right.
Now go back to Revelation. Now go over there to Revelations 20 and 4. Now watch this. He said, and I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and worship. And judgment was given unto them. What? And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahshua. And we are those that's sitting on the thrones, man. We are they that's sitting on the throne. We're going to be sitting on the thrones, and judgment will be given to us. We're going to be judging even the people that keep the law, statutes, and commandments. We're going to be judging that, and we'll be judging folks that ain't keeping them. We are the judges. That's why he says, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua and for the word of the Most High, and which had not worshipped the beast. That's us.
Yeah.
We resurrected again. We didn't worship the beast back in the Roman days when Yahushua was on earth. We didn't worship them. We didn't worship the Pharisees and all the Sadducees and all their twisted scriptures of the doctrines.
Right.
We didn't follow into that. After that, we didn't follow into it during the Inquisition, during the European Inquisition or the Holy Inquisition, during the Spanish Inquisition, and during the American Inquisition. We still didn't bow down to the Christianity concept. We were still rebellious to this whole Edomite takeover. And what happened to us? We were beheaded. In other words, killed.
Right.
Maimed. And now we back. But now judgment was given us. Now we here in Judgment Day telling everybody, you wrong. And you're going to pay for that. And we got next. The Most High is giving you guys plagues at Wuhan because you guys hated us and persecuted us. Wuhan. Peep this. He said, which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image. We didn't believe in that J-bomb. We didn't believe in that white boy. Neither have received his mark. We don't believe that you can get into heaven by not keeping the commandments.
That's right.
We believe that for you to be saved from your enemies, you got to keep the commandments.
That's right.
He said, or in their hands. We ain't out there teaching people this. So not only are we not receiving that in our heads, you know what I mean? We're not sitting here thinking that this is what's going down. I'm saved. And we're not putting it in our hands. We're not teaching other people. We're not making that actually manifest on earth from our perspective. That's not what we are contributing to.
That's right.
We ain't contributing to this exemption of judgment by not keeping the commandments, or this loving of unrighteousness, this pleasure in unrighteousness.
Right.
So that's what it says that they did right here at 2 Thessalonians 2 and 12, that they all might be damned who believed not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. In other words, be pushing and promoting that and defending that Christianity concept, that J-bomb, that pork-eating diet that they actually been licensed to commit by Pastor Pork Chops, also known as the beast, that is getting people in essence to worship the dragon, the Edomite empire, the Edomite desire. You feel me?
That's right.
He said, and upon their foreheads, and in their heads, and they lived and reigned with Hamashiach 1,000 years. That was during the Dark Ages.
That's right.
That was when that's the fall of the Roman Empire, after it fell in 479 completely. There's no more of it. By the time the year 500 rolls around, ain't nobody talking about nothing was going on with the white man. No mas.
That's right.
That's because it was all about us at that time. And the Spanish Inquisition was inquisiting or cleansing the country or the European countries from us and our kingdom. The same places that Paul was writing those letters to. Yeah, I said it. Paul was writing those letters to. Didn't he write to Rome? Yes. And all them other places. Asia Minor, Byzantine Empire. Go to Revelations 19 and 20. He says, and the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet that wrought miracles. That's what I'm saying. Didn't I say, I said, the person that's doing these miracles, that's why I stood by it boldly and said it. These miracles is coming from false prophets. The false prophet will be telling you that ain't nothing gonna happen to you. That's what makes you a false prophet. By saying you can go to heaven or you're going to be saved
Right.
by just, I guess, sprinkling around a magic word and being disobedient. That's the whole fun about it. You can be disobedient and sprinkle around a magic word now. That's the false prophet said, and the beast was taken. And with him the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that had received the concept of being exempted from judgment by not keeping the commandments
That's right.
of the beast. And them that worship his image. These were both cast into the lake of fire and of burning with brimstone. That's why when you go to 2 Thessalonians, he says that these people are doomed. The only people, according to Revelation, is doomed is those who receive this mark. According to 2 Thessalonians 2, the only people that is doomed is those who Most High give in this strong delusion, because they what? They have pleasure in unrighteousness, which is they have received a mark also. They believe that they will be saved, but by not keeping the commandments. That's why it says at Thessalonians, 2 Thessalonians 2:10, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. They believe that they'll be saved, but in unrighteousness. They didn't believe that in the love of the truth they'll be saved, because this is the concept. It's all about being saved, but theirs is they're being deceived with the concept of unrighteousness. So the Most High has gave them a strong delusion, or has allowed them to receive the mark of the beast.
Right.
The concept of being exempted of the judgment or being raptured.
Dang.
You know what I mean? Because the Most High has saved to keep them into a certain position that he wants them in. You know? He wants to trip on them. That's deep, man. Yes. He said, back at 19, Revelation 19 and 20, and the beast was taken, and with him the false prophet, and that wrought miracles before him, that which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast, and them that worshipped his image. These both were cast into the lake of fire, perished, damnation, the lake of fire burning with brimstone. So yeah, that was the last slide, and that was a good one. All these, this was a good word by the Most High power. All praises to the Most High, Bahasham Yahushai, in the name of the Son Yahushai, and all praises to the Most High. And we give him thanks for that Ruach Kadosh, that Holy Spirit that he's given us, so we can actually interpret these things, because that's how you know that we in the last days, because all that has been in the darkness has come to light. Now you know what the mark of the beast is. Now you know that the mark of the beast is here. It's been here.
That's right.
That's what it is. It's a full-fledged system of being exempted of judgment for not keeping the commandments. Actually believing that you're going to receive some type of salvation or some type of afterlife reward by being disobedient. And this all comes from the Catholic Church. And it's all because of the Edomite Empire and his beef that he has with the Israelite Empire.
That's right.
The dragon.
The dragon. That's what it is. Yeah, I know. I said it. Battle-Axe said that. Yeah, he did. Look what he said. I said it. Because it's the truth. And you can't get past it, because I literally broke down every word, every aspect, and every degree scripturally. I didn't come out of my own interpretation. I gave you what was biblically inclined.
That's right.
All praises to the Most High.
All praise.
We got next, man.
Oh,
When
wow.
Ronathar, our Savior, shows up, he shows up. He doesn't make leagues with the Edomites
That's right.
That's right.
like the Native American did, like the Mexican did, like the Arabs did, like the Buddha head did, like Pastor Pork Chop did. 501c3, RUIC. We don't do that.
That's right.
Over here at One Nation Set Apart, man, we ain't even monetized. I can get 100,000 views, man, and I won't get a dime for it. Why? Because I know that I got something greater coming from the Most High power.
That's right.
Yeah. We got next. And y'all better watch out for that Wuhan virus. Y'all better start thinking that y'all gonna be saved and that you're gonna be actually exempted from that plague. Because you over there going to trying to do some Sunday class worship online with Pastor Pork Chop. Kill that shit. Y'all better get tuned, man. Pass this video around, man. Let them know that every second of this video is important. And it's all gas. Yeah, that's that gas. That's when your belly fills up right there at the bottom to the right. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden it hits another channel. Boom, goes straight down there to the butt, and then you just let it out with the gas. And you know that's the worst one, because that's what it is. What's happening right now? You got to get hit with that fire. It's gonna have Pastor Pork Chop dipping out the room. Bring this up. Let him know. Be like, what's up with 2 Thessalonians? 2:10. And what's up with Psalms 119 and 142? When did that become not applicable? When did the everlasting righteousness become not an everlasting righteousness? And when did the law, statutes, and commandments not be the truth?
Man.
When so many people that pre-existed that bullshit you coming up with said completely contrary, why is One Nation Set Apart sound like he had a thorough breakdown of the mark of the beast, and you over here trying to say it's a computer chip? You might not buy or sell. Nigga, you ain't learning or teaching out of the Christianity construct, no matter where you go and no matter who you're getting it from. Because if they're going to be teaching you that there's a microchip and they're going to be putting in your hand, and then go look and see if the Christians are saying that. I bet you they're going to be lining up with the exact same interpretation.
That's right.
That means that you haven't fallen out of that bed that you were sleeping in. You still dreaming. You ain't woke. Come over here to that One Nation Set come over here at One Nation Set Apart and what? Slap yourself with them scriptures.
That's right.
That's right.
Wake yourself up. We got next. And we out on that note.
Let's go.
Shabbat shalom, shalom bayah. Peace to your house.